They are doing it. Sony Santa Monica announced that New Game Plus will be coming to God of War Ragnarok, so I want to look at what we can expect, another heavily requested thing, and way more. If you are excited for New Game Plus, then leaving a like would really show your support. Subscribe for way more coverage on the mode and other future updates, and let's go. On Twitter, they confirmed that we can expect the free edition spring 2023, so that would be between March 20th till June 21st. That is later than God of War 2018. We saw the mode 4 months after launch for that game, so that would be early March for Ragnarok. So I do think we're looking at an early spring window. End of March, early April would be my bet. Yes, I totally wish it was sooner, but knowing Santa Monica, they probably want to make sure that this mode is more than just a way to replay the story with all your gear and unlocks. For one, they increased the level of the enemies you would fight in New Game Plus, depending on the difficulty you selected. I think we can totally expect something like that again, because we will of course be stronger when we start a new playthrough. So while almost everything carried over, only your collectibles were left behind, so you would have to find them again in 2018, and high chance this is the same in Ragnarok as well. And while you could earn every trophy in New Game Plus that you missed during your first playthrough, they did not add any new ones, while many other Sony first-party studios do add like a separate branch after the big patch. So fingers crossed they learned from that, and that we will see new trophies in Ragnarok with New Game Plus. Now, they did give this special shield when you started New Game Plus, and if you finish the mode on Give Me God of War, then you got another exclusive skin, so maybe we see something like that in Ragnarok as well. Although it is worth noting and kinda sad that Ragnarok doesn't have any Give Me God of War rewards in the base game, while in 2018 you got 2 of the most awesome looking Guardian Shield skins for completing the base game on the highest difficulty. Now, an amazing reward for just completing the story in New Game Plus, or maybe when starting the mode, which actually would make more sense, is of course the fur cloak Kratos has at the start of the game. Like, this outfit is even on the box art of the game. I think it's really iconic for Ragnarok. I would see this and immediately be like, oh yeah, that's the sequel. Now, some people were able to mod their game and bring back the cloak, which just looks amazing, as we see in footage here from SMVR and a specializer, link to everyone I mentioned in the video description. And KG971 reached out with footage from the cloak in our inventory, like it's an edit item over other armor sets, and then you see that there are many clipping issues. But I still think that if they just put it as a transmog exclusive option, that you can then only use the starter gear under it, that it will be less of an issue and a really cool thing to have. And that will overall be nice in New Game Plus, that we can immediately use the transmog, as we will of course carry over our level 9 gear, but there should also be brand new armor sets to collect. Like, that was the big surprise for me in God of War 2018, that 3 brand new armor sets were added with completely new perks. You had the Zeus set, which increased the damage of your standard attacks, but also increased the damage you would take, so it was kind of a risk-reward playstyle. It also had a completely new design, and the Ares armor that was also added with New Game Plus was a cooler red version of that. And this increases your overall rage gains, but reduced the size of your rage bar and increased the rate at which you drained rage. So you can basically get into the rage state more often, but for a shorter time. And the third and final new armor set in the God of War 2018 New Game Plus mode was the God of War, which let health stones and rage stones create an explosion upon like getting them, which would deal damage to surrounding enemies. We already know that there doesn't seem to be any traditional DLC coming to God of War Ragnarok, so it's still cool that there's a high chance that we get brand new armor sets with New Game Plus to hopefully make some new builds. What they also did is add a plus version of every base game armor, so a better New Game Plus variant that also started on a higher level. But in Ragnarok you can already upgrade every armor set to level 9, which was new in New Game Plus in 2018. So maybe they increase the max upgrade level to like 10, and that you can only reach that by acquiring the newer versions of the same gear. Would be interesting. I at least hope that they figure out something so that getting the armor sets again in New Game Plus actually has value. And remember Scap Slack, that was the New Game Plus exclusive resource needed to get all these new armor sets and upgrade them as well. High chance that we see something like that in Ragnarok 2. You got it in 2018 from reopening the red chest, doing favors again in New Game Plus, or from the realm tears. So basically making sure that doing things you've already completed again was still worth it. But there are way more activities like that in the sequel, so they will need a lot of items or upgrades that require the new resource to make everything in New Game Plus worth doing again. Like, it sucks that we have to wait for quite a long time, but I would rather wait and hopefully get like a ton of new stuff to chase compared to 2018, or I think we might get even more than that they rush it. We also saw some new outfits for Atreus in the 2018 New Game Plus mode, but these added perks as well, while of course in Ragnarok they are only cosmetic. Still would love to see some new suits for our boy. And it's overall cool to play Ragnarok again and do the side content with a different companion, which you can then easily do with New Game Plus. So you can hear all the conversations that you maybe missed. Although the best part about New Game Plus in these God of War games is that we can start the game and immediately have access to the new weapon. And we, by the way, went over a ton of secret and hidden abilities that you might not know about. You can watch that video by clicking on the screen. A like would really help me out, and maybe you already noticed it, my voice is kind of cracked. I think I catch like a cold or something. I'll be taking it easy these final days of the year. Hope you have great holidays and a happy new year already. You will still see some other content drop, but overall I wish you the best. Goodbye.